Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joku. I really wanted to do this video live, but I wasn't sure the reaction it was going to get, so I just wanted to go ahead and do it as an upload first. Hit me up in the comments section and let me know if you guys would like to see this 1 or 2 nights a week. It's pretty blatantly obvious. I'm a pretty big nerd. There's no big secret about that. There's been a hell of a lot of new footage and stuff coming out about UFOs. The Pentagon's come out and been verified a few of these videos, so it really has people scratching their heads. So I want to take a little bit of a deep dive into it, get your guys' thoughts on it, see what you're thinking about it. We're going to be listening to the best storyteller ever tonight, MrBallen. If you guys do not know who that is, you need to go check this dude out. It is probably the best show on YouTube. I am not bullshitting you at all about that. So we're not going to waste too much time. If you are new to the channel, please do think about subscribing. I really do appreciate that. But let's go ahead and jump into this, man, because I'm pretty excited about this. These videos, I am going to hit the pause and just kind of talk in between just so I don't get any kind of copyright stuff. And all these links are up in the description. So definitely go check these dudes out. But I thought it would be pretty cool. Something a little bit different since it's the off season. It's just a bunch of rumors and crap going around right now. So without further ado, man, let's see. Boom, there he is. That's MrBallen. MrBallen himself. Go sub this dude's channel, man. I'm telling you right now, you will not regret it.
The Pentagon just quietly confirmed the 2 leaked videos from 2017 that showed these strange objects whipping around our atmosphere are totally authentic, and to this day, they have no idea what they are. Before I get into today's list, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right channel, because that's all we do, and we upload 3, 4, even 5 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please order 8 large pizzas to the like button's house and tell the store you'll pay cash at the front door. Also, please subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Alright, let's get into today's stories.
Yeah, like I said, the dude has like 2 million subscribers, over 2 million subscribers. Like, go check him out, click the sub button. I don't want to catch any shit for this. Plus, I mean, the dude's like a retired Navy SEAL, so which is totally badass. I'm going to totally support him over Memorial Day weekend.
Late one night in the summer of 1977, a large radio telescope in Ohio intercepted a very unique signal. The telescope was searching the sky on behalf of an organization called SETI, which is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and the signal, although it only lasted 72 seconds, fit the profile of a message beamed to us from another world. Jerry Amon, who was a project scientist for SETI, was flipping through some of the computer printouts generated by the telescope when he noticed a series of letters. Now, the way this particular radio telescope worked is it pretty much constantly picked up a signal, but that signal was a very low background hum of static. And that
just the dead noise of space that you always hear the astronauts talking about. Anything that would break that noise would freak the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Was represented in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those low numbers are representative of that basic background sound that they just write off. It doesn't matter. Occasionally, the telescope would pick up a higher number on the readout, like a 7, an 8, a 9, and even above that, it transitions to letters to represent louder radio signals. But all of those higher signals had a rational explanation. Either they were anomalous or they were tied to something very natural and ordinary. But that particular night in 1977, as the telescope swept across the sky, it picked up a signal that was so strong it surged past 0 through 9 and made its way into the letters all the way up to letter U, and it held it for 72 seconds, representing a signal that was 30 times stronger than what this telescope normally picks up as its baseline. And after those 72 seconds, the telescope eventually passed it, and that signal dropped all the way back down. So when Amon saw...
Like a TV satellite, like I wonder... Why would you not stay focused on that shit? Like, if you have a steady thing for 74 seconds, why the hell would you move it off or let it keep going? There has to be a pause button on that big ass satellite. I don't know how it works, dude, but if it's a radio satellite that's sitting on the ground, you'd think you'd have control over it, to where if you lock in on some crazy ass signal, you're going to be able to continue to stay locked in on that instead of it just slowly passing by and then it's gone. Especially if it's something as dramatic as that, man. That's the first thought that I had.
Oh, this amazing string of letters representing this radio signal. He circled it in red ink and wrote next to it, "Wow!" exclamation point, and from that point forward, this transmission became the WOW signal. One of the main reasons the WOW signal was not immediately cast out as some anomaly or chalked up to some other natural occurrence is because of what we understand about radio wave transmission. The goal of this radio telescope was to try to pick up radio signals coming in from other worlds. And so the way they did that is they opened up a whole bunch of different channels, receivers, they had 50 of them, and anytime they were aiming their dish in a direction of the sky, if there was any radio waves coming towards them, they tried to capture them on different radio frequencies.
That thing is huge.
If you were aiming your antenna in a direction where natural radio waves were coming towards
I guess that's why you're not turning it at will.
Channel and then diffuse over adjacent channels, because it's not a targeted radio wave. It's natural. It's more like a shotgun blast. Non-natural radio waves, like the ones we're familiar with when we listen to the radio, listen to music, those are targeted radio waves, meaning when they were sent out in a very narrow band. They were sent out on a single frequency, and only people that have turned to that particular frequency or that particular...
Like I said, I gotta skip it a little. I gotta do like little weird things to kind of keep my ass from getting in trouble with this.
The night that the WOW signal was picked up, it was only picked up on one channel. It did not diffuse over the others, meaning the WOW signal is not natural and was created by someone or something. And for the SETI researchers that are literally combing the sky for signs of extraterrestrial life, this is exactly what they were looking for. It is what an intelligent life form would do to try to communicate.
But where did it come from? Tell me where this came from. What area of the sky did this come from?
They would use one radio frequency to demonstrate this is intentional. But despite decades of professional and amateur astronomers searching the sky for this WOW signal, it's never been found again. While there's many theories about what could have caused the WOW signal, obviously ranging from extraterrestrial life to a comet that passed by in 1977 that we only recently knew about, to a secret spy satellite, the bottom line is, to this day, we cannot
secret spy satellite.
It remains the best evidence of alien communication ever obtained. There is a taboo.
I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that the Pentagon just came out and verified. I'll know it as soon as I see it. I haven't watched this video all the way through, but I'm pretty sure this is, so...
It is held in the scientific and academic communities, as well as in government, news media, and all modern institutions. And that taboo is on taking UFOs seriously. As a result of this societal conditioning, many people simply don't believe in UFOs. And those same people will view others that do believe in UFOs or who are open-minded to it as the crazy people.
All right, simple question, just yes or no. Do you believe in the possibility of UFOs? I'm going to tell you guys right now, all bullshit aside, I completely believe in UFOs. Believe in a lot of different things, but UFOs are pretty much on the top of that list of things that are going to be real, and I'm hoping that we get to see like a full disclosure in my lifetime. I'm not going to lie. I believed in them ever since I was a kid. We'll get into some stories and some later videos, but dude, I'm telling you, man, I truly believe in UFOs.
When in reality, UFOs are blatantly real. I mean, blatantly so. And they've been whipping around Earth for some time. But because of that taboo, scientists and politicians, they don't want to do the research to figure out why they're here, because it's career suicide. And what's worse is there's all sorts of programs, like I'm going to tell you about in a minute, that are designed to keep people conditioned to believe that everything is ponies and rainbows, and there's no aliens, there's no UFOs, there's no anything but Earth. In 1952, a CIA group called the
I think we all pretty much know at this point right now that there's a hell of a lot more in this universe besides just our little ass Earth sitting there.
Psychological Strategy Board concluded that the people in the United States are prone to mass hysteria when it comes to UFOs, and that we should be actively debunking any organization or person or group that is trying to get to the bottom of UFOs or other unexplained phenomena. It seems like the reasoning behind this was to protect the public from themselves. They did not want the public to...
Awesome movie. Right there. Truly awesome movie, dude. Roddy Piper at his finest.
Discover something as momentous as the discovery of a UFO that is connected to extraterrestrials or some other unexplained phenomenon. They didn't want the public to discover that. They wanted the government to make that discovery so it could be controlled, the narrative could be controlled, and they could protect the public from falling into mass hysteria. Now, while we don't know if the government actually listened to this recommendation and began aggressively censoring any group or organization that was trying to get answers about UFOs, what we do know is that the government at the same time was investing real money to do their own research about UFOs. In December of
Project Blue Book.
2017, the Pentagon had to come out and confirm the existence of a particular program called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program after 2 of their videos had been leaked. This highly classified, highly controversial government-funded program investigated UFOs. The 2 leaked videos were filmed by American service members, pilots, when they saw these objects that were flying around Earth that were demonstrating what this program described as advanced physics, which is basically things humans haven't figured out how to do yet. The objects were able to...
I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, I'm pretty sure that like people as a whole, we have physics 7 sorts of wrong. Like, it's just completely wrong.
Accelerate with g-forces that were too much for the human body to withstand. They could reach hypersonic speeds with no sonic boom and no heat trail. They also seemed to resist Earth's gravitational pull despite not looking particularly aerodynamic enough to have lift or thrust. Metamaterials that came from these UFOs were made up of materials that you can't find naturally on Earth and would be extremely expensive to replicate. According to a Pentagon briefing this group gave in 2009 about all of their research into UFOs, they concluded that the United States would not be able to protect itself against some of the technology they had discovered. And these 2 videos...
That's some of the scary shit. But, I mean, if they were going to do something, they would have done it by now. Man, I want to get to the bottom of this shit. I really do. Because if they've been here forever. If they were here before us, shit, if they had a hand in actually creating, like, Homo sapien, like, we deserve to know all that shit. Like, we deserve to know that. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of things that are kept secret and kept from the public. A lot of things that are hidden in certain libraries around the world. A lot of things that are just kind of hidden up and kept top secret. Like, I don't know. I understand people probably would freak out if like they were given everything at once, but like if they're slowly starting to come out with this shit, I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready for this.
Videos that we're seeing are only the ones that were leaked. And in April of 2020, the Pentagon came out and officially confirmed those 2 leaked videos from 2017.
I don't trust any of those dipshits.
Were authentic, and to this day, the crafts or objects that were spotted in those videos are still listed as unidentified. They wouldn't say that unless they made sure it was not just another military craft or some other conventional explanation, meaning, really, we don't know what these things are. Here are the 2 video clips.
And you could hear it in their voices how excited they are. And those are just like probably like between like 18 and 24-year-old just dudes out there. I'm like, they're truly jacked up, and that thing is hauling ass right now.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow,
Yeah, it just cracks me up because my ass would be that excited too. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah. Come on, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
You have, there's a whole fleet of them.
Bro, going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Look at that thing, dude. It's not around us though, is it? It's not. It is on us, dude. Well, if there's another thing, it's rotating.
It's a little sketch, man. I'm telling you right now, all this shit's gonna end up being tied to Antarctica in the end. The fact that nobody can go there, totally different video, getting off subject, but we're gonna cover that shit too if you guys are enjoying this, man. Better than Earth, #1.
Just 30 years ago, we had not discovered a single planet outside of our solar system. Today, we've discovered over 4,500 of them, and of all those planets we're discovering, 1 in 5 of them, scientists now say, are most likely habitable. There's really 2.
1 in 5. 4,500, and 1 in 5 of those 4,500 are most likely inhabitable. It's not just our little blue ball sitting out there, man.
Criteria for a planet to be considered habitable. 1, it needs to be rocky, and 2, it needs to fall into the Goldilocks zone, where it's in its star's orbit in a place where it's neither too hot or too cold, allowing water to be in liquid form. One of the best chances we have so far at finding life on another one of these habitable planets is a planet called Ross 128b. It orbits an inactive red dwarf star, meaning it's likely not being bludgeoned by...
All right, just real quick. I'm sorry to pause it again, but like I said, I got to do what I got to do. If you had a chance, like right now, they were like, we found another planet. It's totally it's just like Earth. You can totally go there. There's just like random animals walking around. There's no other human like species there. Would you go, and would you take the chances of being eaten by some random ass big alien on another planet? Big alien lion or something.
Radiation, and we've detected strange signals emanating from the nearby host star, signals that perhaps have intelligent origins. Another habitable planet is Proxima b. It also happens to be the closest habitable planet to Earth, and is a lot like Ross 128b. However, the red dwarf it revolves around is much more temperamental and periodically casts out massive amounts of radiation that does make life quite difficult.
Yeah, no, if it's throwing out that much radiation, there ain't a damn thing surviving on that planet.
It's also tidally locked and in synchronous rotation with its star, meaning one side of the planet is always facing the star and getting completely torched all the time. The other side, the dark side of the planet, never faces the star, and so everything is frozen. And so the only place liquid water could exist on Proxima b would be at the equator. Another area of the universe that scientists are focused on to try to see if there's life there right now, or could be life, is an area called the TRAPPIST-1 system. It's actually 7 different planets, all of which are considered habitable, that are orbiting around this
TRAPPIST-1 system.
One particular red dwarf. The really cool thing about this particular system is that the 7 planets are super close together.
That looks a hell of a lot like Earth. Like that one in particular. I know this one has more green, but that has the cloud cover.
So close that if you were standing on one, you could look up and see all of the others, and you're so close you could actually make out geologic formations like mountains, and you could see clouds, and in theory...
I'm not gonna lie, that would be badass. If I had that view, that would be badass.
You could actually travel between the different planets, so imagine going on vacation to another planet. But to really get you thinking, a new study just released its results this month in October 2020. They looked at all 4,500 plus planets that are outside the solar system, and they ranked them according to how likely they are to sustain life. Not whether they're currently sustaining life, but looking at their conditions of how good of a planet are they to sustain life. And out of the 4,500, there were 24 at the top of the list that not only can sustain life, but actually can sustain life better than Earth can. They are considered super habitable.
Sustain life better than Earth can. That's like a crazy claim, just to be able to come out and actually say that. Like, out of these 4,500, we found 24 of these planets that are just straight up legitimately better than Earth. So if these 24 planets are legitimately better than Earth, why the hell would we be the only one that has life on it if they're even more habitable than our planet? I'm telling you, dude, you're about to get some like awakening information coming soon.
And they are literally better places to live than Earth is, which is definitely a foreign concept for most people, because they think of Earth as like this oasis in this vast universe where everything lined up perfectly to sustain human life. And already, just out of the 4,500 planets that were reviewed, that have only been discovered in the past 30 years, right? There's lots more planets out there. We've already found 24 that are better than Earth at sustaining life.
That's a crazy, crazy thought.
So what happens when we discover there are millions, if not billions of planets out there? Just probability alone says there's going to be a heck of a lot more planets out there that are better at sustaining life than Earth, which really forces you to come to terms with the reality that almost certainly we are not alone. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I will pin the best comment at the top of the comments.
Alright guys, that's MrBallen. Definitely go check him out, man. Hopefully he doesn't get pissed about me showing his thing, but I put all his links in the description and everything that I needed to do, and I tried to pause it as much as I could, man, so definitely go sub him and check him out. There's a couple other little clips that I wanted to check out before we ended up wrapping this thing up, so stick around for just a minute. Let me see if I can pull this off. Alright, so this is actually from the news just the other day. Like, this is 1 or 2 days old. Before anybody says a damn thing, I know it's Fox News. I hate politics with a passion. I think our government's a complete joke. I do not give two shits about these news stations. I just wanted to get somebody covering it, so please, for the love of God, do not come at me, like, at all.
U.S. intelligence agencies are expected to deliver an unclassified report to Congress next month on what the government...
That's going to be huge. That report right there is either going to show you that they're not going to tell you shit, or that they are just going to finally start to come out with everything.
...knows about UFOs. With curiosity at a fever pitch, there is new video of a possible encounter. This footage of a radar seen by sailors aboard the USS Omaha back in 2019 shows as many as 14 UFOs swarming the ship off the coast of San Diego. At least 14 on radar, locked in. They have their motion, they have their speed, they have their everything, their flight pattern. One of the objects was moving upwards of 160 miles per hour.
138 miles.
That one's pretty much perfectly 000 relative, right?
Yeah. 263 at 3 miles, 55 knots speed.
You can hear it. Same thing again, dude. These are military guys, and they're just over their radios like, holy shit. Like, they don't say that stuff normally. They're caught off guard, man.
Investigative filmmaker Jeremy Corbell says the clip verifies a prior video he released of the same incident, with the earlier footage showing a mysterious object flying over the ship before disappearing into the Pacific Ocean. And as we get...
Disappearing into the ocean for the USOs, the submerged objects. Dude, I will tell you, with how much of our ocean is completely unexplored, and so many of the depths that ocean reaches, there could legitimately be like just like a full freaking base locked in somewhere that we would never even come across, and then if our government did come across it, they would just block that area off completely, and then it would just become just a big black spot on all the radar maps.
A look at more sightings. Officials warn that these objects appear to be far more advanced than our aircraft. Harris, starting with you. So now we have President Obama, who says UFOs exist. You have Republicans.
I mean, we all saw that. Obama coming out and saying what he said. He pretty much admitted that they were real, and we don't have any idea what the hell they are. I honestly kind of like it. Maybe that would be what it finally takes to bring all of us together instead of fighting with everybody. Because God knows everybody wants to have an enemy. But I don't want to see them become our enemy either. I just want to see a little bit of unity. And maybe if we realize, like, we're on this one little planet, there's a bunch of shit ton of other little planets that we have to worry about. We need to unify. If that works, dude, so be it.
Director of National Intelligence, formerly John Ratcliffe, saying basically the same, and now we're hearing that they might be far more advanced than U.S. aircraft. Are you concerned?
Well, what I am...
That was pretty much the footage on that one. I just wanted to show you guys just the radar that they had, and just that little clip that they had. Let me see if this last one can pull up anything. Alright, so this is the last one I wanted to show you guys before we wrap it up tonight.
The destroyer.
This is part of a much larger series of events that we're going to be learning about.
The Pentagon confirming the video was taken by Navy personnel. The images now being reviewed by a government task force set to brief Congress next month on what they call unidentified aerial phenomenon. This weekend, 60 Minutes.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Remember those words.
Speaking to fighter pilots who reported seeing unidentified flying objects.
Every day for at least a couple years.
Former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence Chris Mellon said,
and if all these pilots start coming out, you're going to see, and like, it's not taboo to come out and talk about it anymore. You're going to hear some crazy damn stories, because so many of these dudes don't say a word to protect their jobs. And I get it, man.
Sensor technology has improved dramatically over the years, but pilots have reported seeing some of the same things for decades.
Alright, man, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if you did enjoy this. I know it would be a hell of a lot more fun if it was live and I had your comments going. So if this is something you'd like to see, man, be sure to go ahead and just hit me up or give the video a like. If you don't want to see it again, just give it a dislike. I don't care. I just want to get your guys' feedback on it. But until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. I'm going to be breaking down that offensive lineman. I just did not feel like typing all that shit up tonight. I had busted my ass today, so I just wanted to kick back and relax for a little bit. So until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. Click that like button on your way out. Be sure to click that sub button. We will catch you guys next time.